As a little child, I've always kind of known math, whether it was counting grapes or college algebra. Wasn't really sure how counting and fractions became triangle postulates and such, but the point is, it's always been in my life. I've always had an interesting relationship with math. One might even say, love-hate. Although math was always my easiest subject, I never really had a dying love or burning passion for it. But Sabrina, you're Asian. Shouldn't you love math? Sure, statistically, Asians are the best in math, with Japan's 15-year-olds ranked first in math, while US is ranked the 25th. But Sabrina, you aren't even Japanese. Okay, you know what? Okay. Anyway, I'm not helping the continuously growing stereotypes that our society is so heavily built off of. But my point is, I was and always have been good at math. That didn't mean I enjoyed it. In 3rd grade, I didn't enjoy the speed test Mr. Witten printed out for the class. It wasn't the type of the adrenaline rush I enjoyed. Maybe hang gliding will be more my cup of tea. 4th grade, my mom gave me a composition book, wrote down a few algebra problems, and was like, here, do these. This eventually led to unnecessary stress, especially for a kid who was still working on long division at school. I thought I was going to die of a heart attack in 4th grade, just because of algebra. Everything about algebra confused me. Math was math, numbers, right? 2 plus 2 equals 4. Why did letters have to get involved? Who was X? Why were we trying to find him? What did they mean by we have to do everything to both sides? Was algebra spelled algebra or algebra? After a few middle school classes, I finally got the hang of algebra. After acing pre-algebra and algebra 1, fast forward, life threw me a speedball. I thought I was doing well, but no, just had to pull the carpet right under for me. Hypothetical hand that was pulling this carpet out for me, its name was geometry. Hearing people talk about geometry today, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe the class itself wasn't that bad. But it was definitely, mostly, the teacher. He was a nice person and everything, but my lord, he had the inflection of a wall. Like, how can someone's voice just stay at one consistent tone over and over again for hours on end? For being a pretty boring guy, he had a world record for a 3-legged race, so I guess that was pretty weird. But he was still really boring. His monotone voice just made proofs so much more riveting. I mean, 4 times more riveting, because 0 times 4 is still 0. This felt like the composition notebook full of algebra problems all over again. I was so confused. What was the point of proofs? Why would we need them in life? Why were there so many rules and theorems and postulates? I couldn't even count on my limbs how many postulates we had to learn. I can't even remember them now. See, we're never going to use that in real life. Let's be honest. Anyway, after finally surviving middle school, passing geometry with an impressive 96%, my view on math was finally beginning to change. After I stepped into room 215 at CEC, I'm going to admit I was slightly terrified the first day. My teacher is amazing and actually knows how to explain things in a way that makes sense. Though she doesn't have a world record for a 3-legged race, she is an amazing teacher that teaches in such a unique way that I've never seen before. She is passionate about her work, and I could not ask for more from a teacher. Despite a past of stressful speed tests and confusing algebra problems, I admit I do enjoy math now. that feels weird to say because when people ask me, what's your favorite subject? My mind goes straight to math because math is one of my favorite subjects. I just don't want to say it because I don't want to seem stereotypical. I don't want to seem like a stereotype because that's what I've grown up being made fun of. But I'm not a stereotype. I just like math. And that doesn't mean all Asians like math. I just like math because it's easy. It's really, really easy. At least Algebra 2 was really easy. I understood everything so thoroughly. More thoroughly than any other math that's been taught to me ever. I guess I do fear that I won't understand college algebra as well as I did Algebra 2. Maybe good things don't last is what I'm thinking right now going into the semester. Good luck runs out, maybe. But that's seeing the cup half empty, I think is what they say. But it is the first time I've taken this course, and I'd really love it to be my last. Not because I hate the class. I mean, I wouldn't know since it's only been like one day. But I don't hate the class. I don't hate the teachers. I don't hate the people. I just would love if I didn't fail it, because that's hundreds of dollars out of my pocket that I don't have because I spent all my money on pizza. But that's a different story. I'm broke. I'm a broke high schooler. Spent all my money on pizza. Would really love to pass this class the first time. So that is my goal. So my strengths. Well, I feel like talking about strengths is so hushed because nobody wants to seem cocky. And despite the popular belief, strengths aren't dependent on the number that shows up on your IQ test. It just depends on the work you put in. And that, I wouldn't consider, I am smart, okay? My report card, it has all A's. I've always been a straight A student. But that, being smart isn't my greatest strength, but I work hard. That's my greatest strength. And I work hard and I get what I want because of that work that I put in. Not a lot of people try to succeed, but to succeed you have to try. I'm very responsible and organized. I live religiously by my planner. I have that stuff color coded. It's basically like Office Depot in a book because it's so organized. My best strength is being driven and being organized and knowing what I want and working my butt off until I get what I want. Although I am very good at keeping myself at bay, sometimes I do need a lifebuoy thrown to me. All I expect from a teacher is to try their best at explaining content so it makes sense. Though I've never really had a teacher who fell asleep in class or just kicked their legs up and watched Netflix all day. But I can tell when a teacher cares more than another teacher does. All I need from a teacher is for them to be straightforward about the information while still challenging me. I don't need to go on a wild goose chase hunt just to learn the simple things. So far, I'd say Ms. Chappelle has nothing to change. She gives you everything you need to pass the course. All you have to do is just work for it. And oh, by the way, thank you for rounding my grade up to a 98.